And welcome to the Life Mod Podcast with Dr. Gonzalez. I am Dr. Gonzalez, and we're coming to you today live from our studios on 24 West 57th Street here in New York City, where it's a beautiful summer day, summer of 2015, and we are going to sort of talk to you a little bit about visiting, or revisiting, I should say, the philosophy behind LifeMod and why it's revolutionizing not only people's personal lives, but also why it's become the latest craze in the New York City area. For those of you who have followed us or follow us on a weekly basis, we do try to put out a podcast every week. Usually it's on Tuesday. We call them Podcast Tuesdays to sort of, with a new podcast over a new idea, a new topic. And we're getting a little bit more into trying to get people to write us, our members, from either social media, Facebook, Twitter, or from our website. So email us or tweet us questions that they might have about what LifeMod is. I realize that not everyone knows what LifeMod is yet. Obviously, we started in 2009 slowly, and within the last year and a half, we've really picked up our sort of the buzz in our membership. People are now finding out, hey, there's this program out there, and that's not a diet but works. And so we've gotten this really sort of big buzz going around what LifeMod is, and people calling and trying to figure out how they can join. Just to give you a little bit of a background, I am a sports medicine physician. That's what I do for a living, and that's what my calling was, and I've been doing this now for I guess 5-6 years now that I've been a doctor in the New York City area. I have a practice mainly in New Jersey for the first 4 years, on the Hudson River Valley and right across Manhattan, and now moved into the Big Island of Manhattan to a year ago to start our LifeMod office here. We have an office two in Manhattan. We have one in Hoboken. We have one in Jersey City, and we have one in Paramus, New Jersey. We have another office that we're opening in Miami, Florida, and so that's sort of where we're at right now. Our goal is to expand, obviously, not only to the whole, up and down the East Coast, but we would like to introduce LifeMod to the West Coast, namely cities like Los Angeles and San Francisco and Las Vegas. Of course, we do have an athlete now, a professional athlete, CrossFit guy who is out in Denver. And we're under contract to open up a LifeMod Denver office. So and the reason I'm telling you all this is so that I guess today's podcast was to find out a little bit about LifeMod and a little bit more actually in the background, because I know that in every podcast that we do, we talk about different aspects of LifeMod, what LifeMod is about, and the human design, and energy of life, and life energy, and life extension, and anti-aging and wellness. But so it's very general. And today I just wanted to give you a quick podcast on sort of like the background and how LifeMod was formed, and why we think it's revolutionizing people's lives. There's obviously a reason why more and more people are joining LifeMod. Obviously, it works. I mean, that's the bottom line. If it didn't work, obviously, then, we would have known a long time ago that obviously we didn't have anything, or we weren't onto anything special. As it is with these programs, you find out rather quickly if the program is going to be successful or not, because either people are going to be changing their lives or they're not. Either the program works or it doesn't. So it's actually pretty easy. And in 2009, I realized really quickly that we were definitely onto something. The vision behind LifeMod, first of all, LifeMod stands for lifestyle modification. But we thought that was going to be a very long name, so I decided to just keep it at LifeMod. And the reason that we knew it was going to work. And why we might be different is that even back then, what I wanted to do was create a program that was very personalized and individualized. Once you do that, then now it becomes a very specific individual program. And because it's that, it really is all about the member and not generally about what we think works or we think doesn't work. And so that was sort of the first concept behind LifeMod. I thought, let me create a program that doesn't tell people, hey, you need to drink more water to everyone, or you need to eat less to everyone, or you need to exercise more to everyone, because I had been doing that as a sports medicine specialist. A lot of the patients that I see are people who have injuries or have injured themselves, while they were running or while they were in football practice or at a game or whatever. And most of that is a very general treatment, although you have to still individualize, obviously, for, the person. But in terms of getting people healthier, most programs that are out there right now are programs that are very general. In other words, you've heard of these diets where, and I hate the word diet, by the way, so I'm gonna use it now in a negative sense, in a negative tone. But you've heard of these diets where, if you just eat whatever is in this container, and the container has different color coded lids. So if the day before or on Sunday before during that week, you were supposed to make foods that if they fit in this container, you can eat this container with a red lid on Monday for dinner, and you should be fine. The other programs are this is 1 point. This food is 5 points, and then you start getting into you have to really plan and you have to really prepare, and you're worried because you have to count. And most diets, by the way, are restrictive. 1, 2, most of them are, in addition to being restrictive, they're not sustainable. And that's the problem. And number 3, they're not individualized, right? So those 3 things, if you kind of just look at that, that's why most diets don't work. In fact, here's the thing. LifeMod, first of all, is not a diet. Anyone who knows anything about me would agree that I hate diets, all of them really, and this is why I'm telling you these stories about all these other diets. They actually are making you unhealthy, and they're actually killing you. And yes, I do mean killing you. Studies have shown consistently that people who diet will lose some weight initially, and then because the diet is not personalized to them, and because it's restrictive, and because it's not sustainable, you will be on that diet for 2 to 3 months at most, and then afterwards you will stop it. And so when you stop the diet, your body freaks out again, and then it starts to hoard all that food and store all that fat. And not only do you gain the weight that you lost back, but you also, most people put more on. And so now they're heavier than they were before they actually started the diet. I've actually often said this. If you are overweight, it is healthier for you to stay overweight throughout your whole life than to go on a diet, lose the weight, gain it back, gain some more, then feel really bad about yourself, go on another diet, lose some more weight, stop the diet, gain it all back, plus more weight gained. That is what we call yo-yo dieting. And in the grand scheme of things, research has over and over taught us that people who yo-yo diet are unhealthier and live less than their counterparts who might be overweight their whole life but do not diet and do not really change their weight. And that's a striking, if you think about it, it's a striking comment. Staying overweight for the rest of your life, I'd rather you do that. That's more healthy. You'll live longer. You will live longer doing that than if you just diet and yo-yo diet and lose and gain. These diets really are killing you. We're going to reserve a whole whole podcast at a later time for diets. But for now, trust me, diets are making you more unhealthy. And if your goal was to lose weight and get healthier, then dieting is definitely not what to do at all. The second thing about LifeMod, and that's one of the things that I love about LifeMod and why it works, is that one, we're not a diet and we're very specialized. But another thing too is that we tout ourselves that LifeMod is about information. One of the reasons I think LifeMod really works is because we're one of the only programs that I know of that gives you as much information as we give you, and it's as much as information as we can give you as possible. And it's really amazing because people who join LifeMod are really surprised to find out so much information about their bodies and their health. Information that, quite frankly, most of you have never had. We can go over the information at some later point, but I'll give you some of the examples here. One is that we have this machine called the InBody. The InBody is there's a whole slew of composition machines out there. Basically, the InBody is a composition machine, and if you Google InBody and you go to their website, they have a few machines out there. In the New York City office, we have the InBody 570, and let me just tell you this piece of information. I mean, if you did nothing else but went somewhere to an office or to a program and that had an InBody, and you stepped on that machine and you got your printout, you already have more information probably in your hand about your body than you've ever had in your life. I'm pretty sure about that. In fact, I would guarantee it. There's nothing else that gives you this kind of information. Let me just briefly give you an overview and an analysis of what the InBody machine does. You obviously have your identifying information with your name and your height and your age and your gender and the date that the test was performed. But two, you start to get into you have these amazing segments. The first thing is you have body composition analysis. Then you have the muscle fat analysis. Then you have the body fat lean body mass control analysis. You have the segmental fat analysis. You have your basic metabolic rate. You have your visceral fat level. You've got your obesity analysis. And you've got segmental lean analysis. And then you have your extracellular water total body weight analysis, which is ratio of extracellular water to total body water, important indicator of your body water balance and how hydrated you are. The visceral fat level is an indicator based on the estimated amount of fat surrounding your internal organs in the abdomen. Maintaining a visceral level that's under 10 is good, obviously, but you're able to get your number there. Then you also have the body composition history, so that every time you come into our office, or any office that has the InBody, and you get tested, you get a graph, or really a linear graph of your weight, your skeletal muscle mass in pounds, your percent body fat, and your extracellular water and total body water ratio, which I told you is very important. Here's the thing. On body composition analysis, you've got 4 indicators. One of them is the intracellular water in pounds. In other words, if you weigh 150 pounds total body weight, then it's going to break it down into how much of that 150 pounds is actual intracellular water in pounds. So, for example, if you weigh 150 pounds and you have 37 pounds of intracellular water weight, that's exactly how many pounds you have in water. It also measures in pounds your extracellular water. This is water that's not in your cells. This is water that, for example, if you came in to get analyzed by the InBody to our LifeMod office, one of the questions we ask you is, have you been drinking water today? And if so, how much? Because all that weight, that's what's wrong with just getting weight on a daily basis. You don't analyze the amount of water that you have been drinking that day, that week, that month. And so a lot of times when you look at your weight, you think, oh my gosh, I'm gaining weight. But it could be that you're just more hydrated and you've been conscious about drinking more water. And so, this is where your extracellular water is water that is not in your cells, and basically water that's floating around your system. And mainly, of course, is your gastrointestinal system or your GI tract. There's a lot of water there, especially if you just drank. You also have a dry lean mass and your body fat mass in pounds. Then you get your weight, you get your skeletal muscle mass in pounds, you get your body fat mass in pounds. We do your BMI, you do your percent body fat to find out how much of your body is percent is fat. Then we do the segmental lean analysis that I said, and that shows us how much lean muscle you have on your right arm compared to your left arm, your right leg compared to your left leg, and then of course your trunk. And then also segmental fat analysis, how much fat you have in your right arm compared to your left arm, how much fat you have in your right leg compared to your left leg. I mean, these things are, these indicators are so important. And I'm sure that no one, if you join, I'm just going to say it, but let's say if you just join Weight Watchers, for example, you don't know, you're weighing yourself at home. You might have a machine that does some of this stuff. This is a 20,000, plus machine. So I'm sure no one has this machine at home per se. So it's not going to be that specific, but joining LifeMod or going to any office that might have the InBody is so crucial, because you're going to get information that you've never had in your life before. You're going to get information that really, if you can't lose weight, you cannot go on what you guys call diet, if you don't really know your body composition, because you're not going to know what you need to attack. So having the InBody composition machine in every single one of our offices at LifeMod is a huge reason why we are successful. It's not the only reason, and it's not the biggest reason, but it is one of the big reasons why we have so much success in our program. It's information that we're getting from you. It's information that we're giving you. And the more you know, the more successful you're going to be. And that goes for everything, obviously, in life, financially, academically, and of course, why wouldn't it be the same way from in a medical standpoint? The more information you know about your body, the more information you have, the more you understand not only your body and the composition, but what it is that you need to target to actually lose weight. I'll give you a really good example. We get people into our program all the time who, the reasoning to join LifeMod is they want to lose weight. That's one of the most common reasons. Although I'll tell you that we have a lot of people, and the LifeMod is a program that is for everyone, and we have a lot of people who do not need to lose weight. In fact, they need to gain weight. So we have a lot of these people too, like the female athlete triad. We do have a lot of guys who are very muscular, don't want to lose weight, but want to get cut only. We have a lot of people who just want to get more energy and stuff like that. So it's not just losing weight, but certainly the losing weight is a common, theme for members. So we get people, for example, who come in and they say, I want to lose weight. That's why I'm joining LifeMod. So we do their InBody. And it turns out, after we explain to them everything, that they actually don't need to lose as much weight as they may have thought, or actually not at all. And you know what that does for people's psyche when you tell them, you know what, you're not overweight. It's unbelievable what happens, because they will then join LifeMod and their focus changes from I want to lose weight to I want to get healthier, to I want to gain more muscle, to actually a lot of people who came into our program because they wanted to lose weight are actually now there because they want to gain weight. They want to gain lean muscle, and they want to lose some fat, but they want to now gain more muscle and skeletal muscle mass. And so really, essentially, they're there to gain weight now. it's just really amazing that, people go through life not having this information and then thinking that they're overweight and then joining diets and programs that never give them this information. And it's this really vicious cycle that I feel we need to get away from. And so really, and we're not even going to get into on this podcast the extensive blood work that we do, because it is extremely extensive. And then the other big point of LifeMod and why it works and why it's a craze is that we are very keen to asking you questions and modifying a program specifically for you, so that the third component, one is the composition evaluation that we do. The second one is the extensive blood work that we do. But the third component, and I think actually more important than the other two, is the personal questionnaire that we give you. And in this, we have about 220 questions that we basically ask you when you join our program. And the questions are very, very philosophical. Do you eat to live, or live to eat, or eat to live? And those questions: do you eat in front of the TV? When you eat dinner, do you have a alcoholic beverage with it? What kind is it? Is there music in the background? If there is, what kind of music? All these things actually have so much to do with how healthy you are that it will boggle your mind. It will boggle your mind joining our program. I think I'm going to end this podcast now. I just wanted to make sure that we talked a little bit. We ended up talking about 20 minutes on why LifeMod is different. If you're out there and you're American, and the reason I say that is because obviously we are in America and we live in this beautiful, amazing country. And having said that, we are a country that has the highest obesity rates. We are a country that has the highest diabetes rates. We're a country that has one of the highest hypertension rates. We're a country that has one of the highest cardiovascular death rates. So you could see that we are so behind. We're so unhealthy, and that even though we do live in this amazing country, we've become a society that doesn't care about our bodies and our health. And even though we say we do, we don't, because we know nothing about our bodies. And if you are out there and you want to get healthier, never mind that you want to lose weight. Never mind that you want to that you want to gain muscle. Because we have a lot of people who come to our program to do that. Never mind that. Don't worry about that. Join a program like LifeMod. If it's not going to be LifeMod, join a program like LifeMod. If you're out there, you want to get healthier, you want to live longer, I am here to tell you, as one of the developers of LifeMod, and also as a physician in this country, and also as an athlete in this country, I will tell you that you can get healthy. You can revolutionize your lives. You can absolutely wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning, or 6 or 5, with the most energy you've ever had in your life. You can do all that. You can go through the day with amazing amounts of energy. You can run a marathon if you want. You can feel good when you're eating. You can enjoy food. You can enjoy life, and you can live longer and healthier. And we can show you how. One of our mottos here is Victa Investri Vita, which is Latin for conquer your life. And so I will, with those 3 words, close this podcast, and we will see you soon. Victa Investri Vita.